Good morning, Ghana. Good morning, good morning. It's myself, Julia. Yes. And I'm here in the seat to run affairs from now till 10 a.m. So I just want you, whether you're in your bed or whatever you're doing, just sit up and be with me, okay? Just from now till 10 a.m. We have many wonderful things for you. Remember that we bring good things to life, and that is exactly what we'll be doing. We do have the newspaper headlines, then the newspaper review segment. Oh, we promised you a new touch, right? Yesterday, we started with a new sports segment as well. Wait on that. And then there is an add on today at the end there, and it's especially for ladies. Today, I don't know if you have seen some of the news that has been trending already. Still on the issue of floods that we heard, still on the issue of MMDCEs and more. There's still more in store for us. So I promise you that the newspaper headline segment is going to be interesting. So don't move away from your TV sets yet. Don't put that phone down. If you are watching us on Facebook, just stay glued to your TV set or to your phone. We will be right back after this break.
Hello, this is Dr. Josephine Nsafo from the Breast Unit Kolebu Teaching Hospital. This year also we are partnering with Sonotech Medical and Diagnostic Center. October is here again. Breast Cancer Awareness Month 2021. The message hasn't changed. Early detection and effective treatment save lives. I hope you've been doing your monthly breast self-examination throughout the year. So I'm just here to remind you that it's time to get your annual breast screening done. And for women 40 years and above, you need to do your mammogram. Breast scans are also very useful for women of all ages. And Sonotech is giving up to 50% discount this year at their Osu, West Hills, and Tema branches. Every year, the breast unit sees about 400 new cases of breast cancer, including a few men, in addition to those already living with the disease. Unfortunately, almost 70% of these are already advanced. This is because people do not come early, and a lot are trying natural, herbal, and alternative remedies which do not work. So we have a lot of unnecessary deaths. But for those who do come early with effective treatments, they have been cured, and I'm happy to say that we have a lot of breast cancer survivors with us. So remember to look for changes in your breast, a lump in your breast or your armpits, and a dimple, a rash, a sore, nipple discharge, especially when it's bloody. And remember that when breast cancer starts, it's usually not painful. Early detection is key, and with effective treatment, should you be diagnosed with breast cancer, your life will be saved. Stay safe.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 05092 57754 020 or visit our marketing desk at the work premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
CB women capsules now. I'm a go correct. Why your best mankasa? That's it. Who anyone? Oh, middle. You capsules back one for man. CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules in America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the dada. And 1 year packaging I had the
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do ben pegi.
Share a painful. Any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada won you do and come home.
Susanna, Ghana man man tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA adi edwedin kato yato.
For staying with us. Thank you for sitting up and being keen on this. As I promised you, we are going to bring you the newspaper headlines. But someone is here to help me do that, and it's in no other better shoes. No other better shoes than the gentleman Isaac Otu.
Hey, this accolades the no be here.
I haven't even given you accolades yet. So
you believe so?
Yeah.
Even with this?
Hey.
Wow. And the bad year, I'm afraid.
I remember we read the marriage of Anansewa in SHS, and Chief, who is Chief? Those accolades. If you want that, we'll go there.
A very good morning to everyone who has tuned into Adoatv Television this morning. We are so much grateful for choosing Adoatv Television. This is the Ghana Breakfast Show, and as our agenda is, we are to put smiles on your face every morning as you start your day. Today is 30th September, the last day of the month September. God has been gracious to us. I mean,
it won't come.
Not at all. He has protected us. He has guided and guarded us in all our endeavors, and we are so much grateful. Not everyone was alive or has been alive to witness such a day like this. So we are so much grateful to him. And once we've been able to wake up from our beds, then it's another opportunity for us to change our dreams. So once you've been able to make it today, it's an opportunity to try once again. The fact that it couldn't work yesterday doesn't mean it's not going to work today too. Make an effort, and with prayer, you would also get it. My only worry has got to do with the fading of the 1 cedi and 2 cedi notes.
Yes. I was in Domi 2 days ago. I asked some of the market women. Yes, and I got their views.
Their thoughts on that.
In fact, I didn't even get one person who agreed to this.
There was no support.
No support
that.
At all, whether from the traders or the buyers from their end. No, none.
Nobody threw their weight
even some of our
us.
colleagues here, you know, and one of the major things for me, that when you're changing something that has to embrace everybody, when you're chasing something that affects everybody, it means that you always have to seek for the views of the majority. The majority, not of parliament, but the majority of your population.
Absolutely.
Yes, of
but we are being told the money involved in replacing these notes is just huge, and to prevent such things, the only option left is to have coins replacing them.
I think that some of us, they have to give us a breakdown.
Absolutely.
I don't usually use 200 CDs. No, that doesn't mean if you give me one, I will not accept.
You're not allergic to that.
I'm not allergic to 200 CD notes.
I have no worry about that, but my only worry has got to do with some individuals who may not go to church anymore. For instance, you can ask our producer Selassie, he would tell you anytime he goes to church, if it's not one Ghana city note, then
It's
it is
2
two
Ghana.
Ghana cities.
Okay.
How is he going to pay offertory using these coins? You know, most of our offertory bowls are made with
You should
metal,
see
glass,
his
and
face
the
now.
likes. Selassie, good morning. I believe you're doing well. That has got to do with my only worry as we speak, because many individuals may stop going to church, and God is going to lose many souls just because of the fading of the 1 cities and 2 cities. I think, well, they said they will pay through Momo.
2 CDs through Momo.
Momo.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that. But for the market women, for those of us who have to do exchanges daily using the maximum, we usually use 10 CDs, 5 CDs, and then we come down to the 2 CD and 1 CD notes. It's crucial for us. If you would rather scratch off the 200 and 100,
Which
and come down.
other individuals will not also buy into that. I mean,
believe you me, there are lots. I remember when the 200 CD note was coming, a lot of people.
There were so many
had their
mixed reactions, and many
yes.
people were throwing their weights behind that. So let's see how things would pan out in the coming days. What are the newspapers saying?
My daily graphic, and I love daily graphic a lot, if for nothing at all, just for the slogan they have there. Truth and accuracy every day.
Sure.
And in today's issue number 21706 of the last day of September, which happens to be a Thursday, so more blessings and grace to all Thursday borns watching us this morning. The big story here says BOG buys first gold in 60 years. BOG, that's the Bank of Ghana, buys first gold in 60 years, and they have plans to purchase 540 kilograms with 200 million Ghana cedis in 2021. As if the 2021 is coming. We just have 3 months. 3 months to go. So all this money is going to go into gold. That's the assurance coming from BOG. I don't know what the economists are saying. I don't know what key holders of the nation, special key people, have to say about this. And I haven't delved into the story myself, so I don't know what it entails. But to whet your appetite a little, let's just go for it. It's by Maxwell Akalari Adombila. He says that for the first time in about 60 years, the Bank of Ghana has purchased gold to augment its gold reserves and shore up the country's foreign assets. The bank bought 280 kilograms of the precious metal this year under a historic gold purchase program meant to double its gold reserves and supplement the traditional ways that the country has built reserves over the years. That was just to whet your appetite. So if you want more, go for the daily graphic. Remember, it's truth and accuracy. There's one more story up here I love a lot, and it's just on top of the bigger story. You know, we tend to focus on the negatives a lot, but what daily graphic is doing today is Accra Tema motorway potholes patched up. So I think that applause must be given when it is.
It's been long overdue, though. Finally, we have it.
Finally, we have it.
We must applaud them.
And for those who did that artwork, please, we need that same artwork in our Shoman Estate. Yeah. Please do well and then come and watch what is going on there and do a little construction for us. Okay, more on that. We have make health facilities audit report public. So the minority of parliament is requesting that the audit report be made public. That is for health facilities. And I think that health, when it comes to health, it concerns you, it concerns me, it concerns everybody.
Everyone at all. Yeah.
Right to information bill, should it go to this extent before. I think that this it must be the number one priority of every person. Of every person, we need to know what is going on, and people have
Absolutely.
lots and lots of issues. I don't say complaints, issues when it comes to our health service providers. So please, I side with the minority.
And they are legitimate too. Many of these issues are legitimate.
Very. And anyway, while I was unwell during the weekend, I went to Ashoman Estate Community Hospital. You did treat me very well.
I believe it's a private hospital, and that is why you had that treatment.
You did treat me very well. Someone would say for what anyone could. For myself, I just rubbished it as a mere tummy ache. But when things got worse, I had to go to the hospital
and seek medical attention.
And the kind of tests I went through for stomach pain,
which you never thought of.
which I never thought of, which I never thought of. Yeah, I'm very, very grateful. If I have my voice again and if I have my smile again, thanks to you and thanks to the God that's working through you. Thank you very much. I continue, page 47, unlicensed coaches. GFA has their guns on you.
Aish.
Unlicensed coaches, you're hot. It says you cannot handle any club anymore if you are unlicensed. You cannot handle any club anymore. We'll see if the sports segment has anything on this. But I'm going straight.
But concerning the unlicensed coaches, which the GFA has pointed their guns at, we are asking, even the ones with the license, what are they doing? The coaches with licenses, legitimate licenses.
What are they
doing? What kind of clubs are they managing? What at all are they even doing for these clubs they are managing? Well, Yawan Pofu Jr. will be joining us on the sports segment to find answers to that.
All right, jumping into Africa on the page 5 of Daily Graphic, Nigerian airstrike kills civilians.
Wow.
What was meant for jihadists got civilians, and they always say that there are casualties, civilian casualties, but the number is what gets some of these things alarming, especially when maybe the number of jihadists you targeted are even less than your casualties. It results in panic, chaos. And you have a picture of the fighter jet right there, so read more on it. Ethiopia also has a story there that says Ethiopian crisis stain on our conscience. That's from UN. UN says the Ethiopian crisis is a stain on their conscience. And what's ECOWAS saying about it? Okay. What's AU saying about it?
A question for the boss.
Okay, Guinea is here again. Guinea junta unveils their transition plans. Plans for transition is on page 5. Read more. Tunisia president also names their first female prime minister. Jumping into the global section, global outlook on page 9. G20 to meet on Afghanistan October 12. October 12, Afghanistan issues. Well, more grease to your elbows.
Let's see how things would pan out.
And there is more. There is trapped Canadian miners, those who have keen interest in Canada, whether you are planning to move to Canada or you are already in Canada. Well, there are some issues there. I don't know if we have Ghanaians already in Ontario working in some of their mines, but there is a story there. If you have relatives there, jump to page 9 of the Daily Graphic. I'm jumping on. Yes, when it's gender issues in Ghana, whenever we say gender issues, we always know it is centered on the female. So page 13 says, curbing child marriage is a shared responsibility. Dr. Afisa Zakaria, Chief Director of the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, launching the Child Marriage Information Portal. I spoke about that this week, the Child Marriage Information Portal. So that's there on page 13. On the middle spread, pages 24 and 25, science, technology, innovation to accelerate development. That's, if you think it's by the VIP, no, it's by Dr. Kweku Efriye, and you should read on that.
This time not Mr. Degita.
This is key. It is key for our development.
Absolutely.
I remember someone telling me, since they put this machine in at our company, at our workplace, I always have to make sure I'm not late to work. And I was like, oh, okay, so it works.
Yeah,
it does work.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Very well in many institutions.
We need it all across, and
Absolutely.
maybe it will come a time we'll need it in our marketplace. So National Farmers Day, which is coming just about 2 months away. National Farmers Day to be held in Cape Coast on December 3rd. And CJ, the Chief Justice, calls for more resources to facilitate justice delivery. We don't need more resources. Is it more resources you need in the delivering of justice? You know what you are talking about. So let me not spoil your soup this morning. PAC is worried about abandoned projects. The Public Accounts Commission is worried about abandoned projects. And I'm also worried about abandoned
Equally
projects.
as I am.
Yes. Does that make us members of that?
But this should be of a concern to any Ghanaian at all. Yeah, every Ghanaian at all in this country.
Yeah.
Because we can't spend huge sums of money building these facilities, raising these edifices, and they are just abandoned. For no absolute reason. I mean, it's very bad and pathetic. We need to put a stop to that.
The FBN Bank, well, their MD says Azuma Nelson's career holds lessons for business success. So does Shatawale. Shatawale has a lot to say on business anyway.
The guy is very business-minded individual. I mean, he's always talking about business. And if you follow him on social media, you would realize that.
I think he has something to say. We should. I have listened to him once, and for me, he talked sense. Yeah. Unlike the popular.
Let's end it there.
Let's. Okay, I'm jumping on to sports. There's more, but if I give you all, I don't think you will be interested in buying it. So let's jump to sports. On page 46, GBA lifts ban on Comey. GBA lifts ban on Comey, and we had that in the sports section yesterday. Yeah. So Adwa will say we were first in that news. That Metro TV Graphic Sports Forum, it says unlicensed coaches, what we're talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And again, a story on Hazakah's ladies there. They face Egypt, Mali, Equatorial Guinea challenge. All this is a lineup for them. It's a tough lineup, but tough competitions always bring out the toughest. So more grease to your, I was going to say to your elbows, this one to your shins and to your ankles. You can do, I know you can do it. So go out and make Ghana proud. On the back page, I have Valco Trust Fund builds KG block for Faith Copper. Hey, do I have it correct? Is it really Faith, or it should be in an Ewe accent? Okay.
We'll leave that for Selassie. And
we'll leave it for Selassie. Selassie, you are not advising me on this one. Wait, what should it be? Selassie remains.
Selassie isn't.
Selassie remains silent.
Let me put it that way.
Yeah. All right, and also this news, sad, but from Pong, we have it in Pong that the rabies cases.
He says he has a French background.
He has a what?
A French background. That's why he mostly don't speak.
Okay, I hear you.
The ones we speak here.
Rabies cases rising. Rabies cases. If you remember, this very month, I think the beginning there, we did a little except on rabies cases, and it says it's still on the increase. And please, health practitioners, health medical advisors, please let's look at Pong. Something is going on there. It's not always about COVID-19, as we always say. It is a pandemic, but let's look at the other issues
It's very true. I mean, we've paid so much attention to COVID-19 and forgetting that there are other illness and other diseases which are even dire and more serious than COVID-19,
like
ravaging lives and
killing more people than COVID has.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Isaac, what do you have?
Well, I'm starting off with the Daily Guide newspaper, which says it is Ghana's favorite newspaper. The Daily Guide newspaper, Ghana's favorite newspaper. And the screaming headline we have here is Idra reports, Kaka witness lied. Idra reports, Kaka witness lied. I just don't know why Daily Guide is so much concerned about this Idra report. Because yesterday there was another headline which I was so confused about, and the headline was how Baba Idi killed Kaka.
Yeah.
How Baba Idi killed.
Like they had already drawn their conclusion to an issue that is pending.
Still in court, yet to be determined who indeed killed Kaka. But I mean, they've gone ahead of the court to show us how Baba Idi, whom having to be declared
and executioners.
Yes. Well, Daily Guide newspaper is what I have. So Idra reports Kaka witness lied. The screaming headline here: judges, magistrates cry over allowances. I think you touched on that earlier. Judges, magistrates cry over allowances, and that is on page 3. Same as Idra reports Kaka witness lied is also on page 3. You can grab a copy of the Daily Guide newspaper and read for yourself more details, because Daily Guide will be explaining to you how Kaka witness lied. And it's very pathetic and so serious if our judges and magistrates are crying over allowances. We know what
some people are crying over their wages.
Well, there are a lot going on.
Give to Caesar what
belongs
that's
to Caesar.
What Salasi just said.
Okay.
So let's leave.
Let's leave it there. Right. Owusu Bempa boy grabbed. I think this was read yesterday. Owusu Bempa
news,
boy grabbed. I think we did it even in the morning. Yeah. Daily Guide story why late. And that story is also on page 3 if you'd want more detail on that. So I'm very sure probably you've heard it in the news during yesterday, throughout yesterday, so you may not want to have anything about it. There is this artwork too here which I would want to show to you. President's flight watch, and that is Samuel Okujetu, a black there on a water closet. I don't know what he have.
He's keeping track of the president's flight.
The president's trips, and we'll be discussing that shortly during our newspaper review segment. We will have a discussion on that because government is planning to acquire a new presidential jet, and the minority has so much concerns and are opposed to that. We would find out more if indeed their concerns are legitimate or it's just not necessary to get a new presidential jet. So the story about Kaka was continued on, I think, page 4. It was continued on page 4. There are more stories to be read for you. Shatawali is in the news again, and he says, I will buy bulletproof clothing. Wow.
That's right. That's right.
And this is coming as a result of some death prophecies about him. And that is why he says he will buy bulletproof clothing. The man is just controversial. Let's see what happened.
Controversy pays.
Absolutely. It pays a lot, and that is what has kept him trending all this while and fetching him so much money. I think that would do for the Daily Guide newspaper. But at the back page of it, no fans for Zimbabwe-Ghana clash ahead of the 2022 qualifier World Cup. Ghana is to clash with Zimbabwe, I think, next month.
With the Egyptian coach.
Yes. And there is, per what we are gathering so far, no fan is expected there. No individual should be there. It should just be between the players. But how is this going to happen? I mean, looking at your people cheering at you gives you that kind of morale and the like, so you could be able to play and play well. But this time around, it's just between the players and officials from both teams. Well, let's see
Anyway,
how.
what does the most authoritative newspaper have for us? The Ghanaian Times. Remember I was talking about flooding earlier? Yes, the Ghanaian Times has it here. Heavy rains cut off 46 communities
Wow.
in BR, Bono region.
It was
46.
Ashanti region yesterday where people lost their lives. This time around,
Bridges are being washed away. Essential services are being made inaccessible to residents. And I just want to get a little of that. It says at least 46 communities have been cut off from the rest of the Bono East region after torrential rains washed the only bridge at Yabraso that links Kintampo and New Longolo, thereby affecting the local economy and livelihoods of the residents. Consequently, the chiefs and the people of the area have sent an urgent message to the Ministry of Roads and Highways and other allied agencies to fix the broken bridge to restore the movement of people and vehicles. We already see people there trying to cross, commuters stranded at the banks of the broken bridge. The bank doesn't even look good. It looks like a weakened mass of earth there.
and this will lead to the loss of life. Absolutely.
Please. And it's okay. I think the list said
64 years after independence,
64
and we are
years.
still witnessing this.
Oh my lord. Okay. 396 suspected criminals grabbed in Ashanti region. 792 motorcycles impounded. Wow. And police, you are doing well. You're doing great.
792.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. With 396 suspected criminals. You see, when you do your work like this, you give us the energy to speak good things, the respect flows, and then you do not leave vigilantes to do whatever they want.
But the question is, this will go on for how long?
For how long? Oh, I'm supporting them. I'm supporting them.
That is the question. We only wait till we find some sort of insecurity within the system, then such actions are being taken. For how long are we going to do this? Is it something just for a period of time, or it's going to happen eventually?
In Nigeria, I think it was just either this week or late last week, where the community, the youth in the community had to pounce on some suspected kidnappers in their area. They I think they had seen and heard a couple of things, and the police failed to move. That's why I brought in stopping the works of vigilante groups and people.
So they took the law into their own hands.
Yes, they took the law into, and they did not just beat these people, but they burnt them.
Wow.
They burnt them, and I've seen things like this go on.
For that, we would not encourage.
Yes, but when we fail to check some of these things,
they are left with no other option than to do that.
Because you will not. Who holds a stick and allows a dog to come and bite them?
Nobody.
So yeah, we do that. But I'm very happy about what you're doing. The police presence in the community nowadays.
This time you see you find them on horses,
in churches, in taxis, on Okadas with their helmets. You do well. You do well.
That alone would deter people from
every
doing
turn, every
such
curve,
bad things.
every junction. Very well. Police gunned down 2 armed robbers. I told you. When you are out there, you get them. 1 arrested and 4 on the run. And I know in subsequent days we are going to hear that they've grabbed them as well. 2021 National Farmers Day launched in Accra. And if you heard the earlier paper I briefed on, it's going to be December 3rd. It is going to be held in Cape Coast. That story is on page 32, and again on page 3, aide to Owusu Bempa arrested for illegal possession of arms. We said this story has already been done yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm interested about one thing I saw here on page 5 of Ghanaian Times. There's a picture of a man. He's known as Natabe Timsiu, and he was born in 1894. He's from Eritrea.
1894, and he's
Yes.
still alive.
He just died
Wow.
at the age of 127.
Wow.
And he didn't just live or survive, but he has lived a joyful life. There is an excerpt there about him. Maybe you want to
Tell us just a bit
okay
about that.
A man in Eritrea has died at the age of 127. His family has said, expressing the hope that Natabe Tinsiu will earn a place in the Guinness World Records as the oldest person to have ever lived. Ever lived? No.
Not even in Ghana,
No.
because there are some individuals in Ghana
Yeah.
who have even exceeded
Yes.
that age.
Patience, generosity, and a joyful life were the secrets behind him living for so long, his grandson said. That's the secret, too. And one I have patience.
It's very necessary.
Patience. On the back page, we still have the 2021 Farmers Day lunch. So, Forum slams award of oil gas projects without community involvement. How? I mean, how do we have oil and gas projects without community involvement? Then you might as well do your thing in space. How?
How is it operating
How?
then?
And that's all for Ghanaian Times.
The new crusading guide, it says so the bigger story here we have is Impienim endorses purchase of new presidential jets. Impienim, a former chief of staff during the Eswa Kufuor's administration, is endorsing the purchase of a new presidential jet because it was announced by the director of communications at the presidency, Dr. Eugene Ahe, some few days ago, that government is planning on acquiring a new presidential jet. You know, the presidential jet has been in the news for quite some time now. A question was filed in Parliament in May by the Northern Member of Parliament demanding the cost of President Akufo-Addo's recent travels. There have been a lot unfolding in that regard, and we will be bringing you more of that during our newspaper review segment. So, Impienim has endorsed that. And another interesting story here: stop attacking chief of staff. Stop attacking chief of staff. Razak Kojo Opoku is warning the NDC to stop attacking chief of staff. And the chief of staff is Mami Akosua Frema Osei Opare. You may want to know more about that, but they never told us which page we could find that story. I'd wanted to just read
Guide for you. Check page 2.
a snippet of that. Okay. Okay. It's here.
Page 3.
A leading member of the New Patriotic Party, Razak Kojopoku, has advised members of the National Democratic Congress to stop fabricating stories about the Chief of Staff, Mrs. Frema Opare. In a statement, Mr. Kojopoku said the Chief of Staff is an innocent and harmless servant of the state who is always bent on doing the right thing at the right time. I read misleading and mischievous propaganda on some online portals targeting the Chief of Staff, Mami Akosua Frema Opare, which is sponsored by the NDC Member of Parliament, South Dei constituency, Roxton Dafia me, bro. There are more to it. There are some questions which demands answer from the NDC, so you may want to have more on that. Get yourself a copy of the new crusading guide, and the stories on page 3, including Impienim endorses purchase of new presidential jets. You can find all of that on page 3. And the European Union is advising Ghanaians to plant more trees to save our environment, you know, due to activities of galamsey and the likes. our environment has been depleted, and the least said the better. We are being advised to plant more trees to save our environment, and this is coming from the European Union ambassador to Ghana. He is appealing to all Ghanaians, especially the traditional rulers, to help fight climate change and also protect the environment by planting more trees. You can grab a copy of the new crusading guide and have more detail about that. Our man is here, Palgrave Boache Dankwa. Congratulations to you. He won the Millennium Youth Impact Award. The executive director of Kendifu Institute, a good friend of Adwa Television, Palgrave Boache Dankwa, has won an award for Kandifu Institute, has been ranked the best policy think tank. The best policy think tank. This award was presented to Mr. Palgrave Boache Dankwa by Youth Leadership Parliament during the awards scheme. It happened on September 25, 2021. Congratulations going out to you on behalf of myself and the rest of the team here at Adwa Television. We say Ayiko to you and the Kandifu Institute. Continue to contribute your quota to the development of Mother Ghana. There are some international stories here. Okay, so Kake's family has no right to question our work, and this is coming from a member of the 3-member committee which was set up to probe into circumstances that led to the disturbances in Eritrea on the 29th of June 2021. Entry Danso is a member of that committee, and he says Kake's family has no right to question what they've done, to question their reports, because there have been some reports coming from the family that the report of the committee is just ambiguous. There seems to be some element of ambiguity in the committee's report, and this is a response to that. They have no right to question their work. The MMDCE's confirmation, Ablekuma Central MC gets 100% approval from the assembly members. The Ablekuma Central MC gets 100% approval from the assembly members. You may want to have more detail on that. Just grab a copy of the new crusading guide and you read that. The Bank of Ghana steps up fight against electronic fraud as ADB Bank is first to connect. Okay, you may want to know more about that. Grab a copy of the new crusading guide, and I think you let me see what the back page has. Okay, it's just an advert. I think that will do for the new crusading guide.
Umkonto with Sizwe. Umkonto with Sizwe, Sphere of the Nation, the Chronicle, Volume 30, number 177. That's what I hold in my hand. Kumasi enmeshed in filth. Kumasi enmeshed in filth. And the picture is loud enough. Talk less of the actual seeing sights. I don't know what you're seeing if you are in Kumasi right now. Tell us more. Send us a comment. Tell us what
we are streaming live on Facebook,
take pictures
they could join us with that.
Send them to us because this is loud.
This is the same region where 6 persons lost their life yesterday. So in as much as we are talking about what government has to do in order to ensure that we don't experience such of these things, I think we, the individuals, we, the citizens of the country, play a critical role in this. Well, I mean, who does this? Who produced all of these refuse?
Well, this time fingers are pointing. All fingers are directed towards Zoom Lion. Zoom Lion as they failed to evacuate waste. I'm reading the newspaper headlines, so I'm not saying anything. Zoom Lion. They are
only reading what you find on the paper.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, then this is my advice to all armed robbers, whether you are armed or you are not. If you are a robber, you better quit, because before December, you will be gunned down.
Wow, and this is coming from...
I'm prophesying. Because police has declared war on armed robbers.
Wow.
Another 2 gunned down.
Wow.
Another 2. I'm not saying arrested, though. I'm saying gunned down for 20 to 30
And the
minutes.
other for 20 to 30 minutes.
All right. If you were with us yesterday
You would
on
understand.
the newspaper review segment, you understand 20 to 30 minutes. Anyway, KMA in deep trouble.
Okay.
Over 50 million Ghana cedis debt. Hey, na momo kodika mundika nkiti a 50 million, not 50,000 po. 50 million Ghana cedis debt. The way me so kapano.
Just one assembly. KMA. This.
And court has ordered attachment of office complex. Court orders attachment of office complex. You want to know more about that story? Well, you have to buy the Chronicle and you have to dig in deep because the page unfortunately wasn't written. So this story caught my attention, even though it looks like it was just pinned to the front of the newspaper. It continues on page 12 and it caught my attention. It says, suspects in free-for-all fight with police. I learned there were exchange of blows at the Sege District Court where the suspects were asking for free for all. It should be free whether I'm the accomplice or I'm the main accused. It should be free for all. And then they were in fist exchanges, pound for pound, blow with the police.
Blow for blow.
Blow for blow.
Boots for boots.
Boots for boots. Okay, and there is more here for sports. Today's Europa Group Stage fixtures. If you are engaged in the Europa League some way, somehow, whether your interest just lies there, whether your money is pinned there, those involved in
where the broken heart has been coming from nowadays. Nowadays, it's not about love broken heart, it's about football broken heart. Because some individuals will invest their lifetime savings there, and the next moment, before they realize, it is gone.
I'm so glad I didn't have to say this. Isaac did it for me.
On that note, Benjamin Kui from the editing department, good morning to you.
And Joshua, good morning. Well. Hi, Joshua. Anyway, the fixtures are there for Group A through to Group H. They are there. So grab a copy and you catch what interests you, okay? Joshua, don't get angry.
Did you say Joshua? It's Jonathan.
Jonathan,
yeah, not Joshua. Jonathan.
Jonathan, you haven't escaped.
MCR.
Jonathan, you haven't escaped, though.
I think even though that your technical director is also a victim. Good morning to you too.
It didn't come from that one. Didn't come from me. I know my fight, and I pick back.
You know what you can handle.
I know what I can handle. So on that note, that is it for the newspaper headlines. We'll go for a quick break. Don't go away. Know that. Sorry.
I think I have
you have one more
with me. Yes, my last for the set
God.
of
Forgive me.
newspaper headlines, and the big one here is 2 robbers shot dead.
Okay.
Police intensifies fight against crime. I think you've already touched on that. And Langas to serve 5 to 15 years in jail. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. That is very good. Because
would that be coming from Kaswa? That was an innocent.
These langas are really troublesome, causing a whole lot of trouble in this country. And the new act which has been prescribed, the new act prescribes a minimum of 5-year jail and a maximum of 15 years sentence for persons acting as langard. So they would have to advise themselves.
I know some. So after this meeting,
you need to disseminate the information to them for them to know that
I know
their duty and their job as langars has come to an end.
Their duty
If only,
know them.
if only they would want to serve 5 to 15 years, term jail, then they should go ahead and continue with their longer duties.
Alright.
Alarming HIV infections among youth.
In Ghana?
In Ghana.
Anyway.
In Ghana, you'd want to have more on that. Grab yourself a copy of the Daily Statesman newspaper. Massive boost for effort to eliminate schools under trees. Wow, if you are to eliminate the schools under trees, I think
I don't think
it's
this
a step.
particular issue would need so much effort.
Not at
Eliminating
all.
schools under trees. I mean, one V8 can take care of. You know what I'm
At least
talking
said
about?
better.
Come on, please. 64 years.
After independence,
We are
still
buying
have
our own
schools.
private aeroplanes.
We are giving proposals for that to acquire new presidential jets. Over
Come on.
20 billion and the
We
likes,
can do
and we can't
better for the
do this.
future generation. And the Bible holds this quotation. It says that a good grandfather, a wise grandfather, is one who leaves a legacy for even his grandchildren.
Sure.
Go for that. Please, please. The legacies are not in the big buildings whilst others are suffering. The legacies are not in the golden plates, forks and spoons while our children are studying under trees. Our legacies do not rest in the fully AC'd.
It will even interest you to know that many of our politicians went through that same procedure. They also
And even
had
the
to
very
study.
school they went to is still
it's
in shambles.
Exactly. Individuals and students of such schools are still studying under trees. And no,
And some of the trees
effort
are
is
even
being made.
withering. So there is the shade level has percentage has decreased.
Yeah. So when
But
it
they are
rains,
doing
there
what?
is no class.
No, there's no class.
And
And
whenever,
you know, children usually they are happy.
and when the sun shines too much, then we would have to close.
And these children usually, especially if you know the boys, the young boys in those agra,
Yeah.
and then sitting in the sun, and then
Yeah.
he's being fed with
Yeah.
knowledge.
It's the child will never pay attention to whatever he or she is being taught. I mean, he or she may even decide not to go to school due to such of these things. School yamikotina, so and the likes. It discourages most of them. So it's very necessary we pay attention to
Very
this
necessary.
and eliminate schools under trend. I think that would do for the newspaper headlines.
So I get to go.
Right.
Okay, now I get to go. All right, so we will go on the quick commercial break. We will be back shortly, so don't go anywhere. Just stay glued. We'll be right back.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at the work premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Yeni Masatek, so you're kunini roofing industry nim enti Saudi roofina na wadwena Asatek. Asatek wo quality long span roofing sheeter, a nail free. Trese, ehia so de da dwabomu, nanso eti wuda no so a pampe amframa and ehum entumi nya no hwe. Asatec quality long span roofing sheets with beautiful bright colors with anti-fading and anti-rusting properties. Sure say every nache na empanso enti woma 30-year warranty. Terms and conditions apply. Asatec quality long span roofing sheet die. Eye madan bia say a warehouse, school, hotel, hospital, sorry, ana say wa wofi. Use Asatec quality nail free long span roofing sheet no bi. Na wo dan do be gina so na yi ne ho. Wo ye delivery services papa bia. Emfa ho ne fa kwan wo Asatec bema wo sa kan order between 3 and 5 working days. Wo VIP delivery services so a 1 day pe na wo sa kan. Hwehwe Asatec achi kwan Watermark 22 Meridian Road woni Cocoa Board Warehouse na ben Takrade Efiekuma number 9 wo ben Efiekuma Fidelity Bank no Volta region so wo wakache Tatome GN Bank and Chen Hope. Asatec, sheltering you for life.
Hello everyone, my name is Amalindate, a proud ambassador for Sonotec's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's hashtag Pinktober, hashtag Sonotec Goes Pink. Now from the 1st October to the 31st October 2021, at any of the 3 branches of Sonotec, Tema, Osu and West Hills Malls, we are gathering together to get free screening. Yes, I said it's free. And that's not all we have for you. We also have 20% off mammogram testing and 50% off ultrasound. Let's go pink from October the 1st to the 31st, 2021 at Osu, Tema, and West Hills Mall, all Sonotec branches. We are giving hope to save a life. See you there.
Water. What will I get your mouth? And that's all I'm about order. The rock my fire.
Malaria and tea. But you are yet to bono.
What you are doing here?
Malaria there for you. Enti awo. Ashire customers. When you say Mammy, I am smart. I perceive Malakio. I'm man buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a Janisi berry market ni malaria and tea. I want to mean.
And now Emma when we are at war. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And better one. And the CB Malakio. You didn't know. And now you can't bomb as soon as I CB Malakio. And no one so there. And I don't grow. I yet that shit.
A drawing your ma appeal for. About a woman for. Any quada won't in fear.
Susiana. What would you win here?
FD Ashusha sa a jedi and cratoimu adja to Musa and
John, who fin you? Wow, Eddie, one boy Juma. I take a roofing now. Oh, you fell one casa from Asatec. Oh, na same roofing is a baby bray, nice keke. Why the catcher? Asatec roofing sheet dear, and your nice keke with the board dance were a chey and renache. They want to call us a hood of a fair be bray. No one free roofing sheet, no dear. Who hear that will be out? Now, so the board dance were a hero supampe. What means which Roman send your open roofing sheet? We try the summer pepe. Mama poor Asatec when you're there. One of my technical advice na estimate free or professional installers nso a your on-site installation ne bo so kra da fam pa. Oh yes, quality ne bo da feminine.
Asatec 5 days pay na wonsa kan order na year after sales service papa bi nso hwehwe Asatec Watermark Community 2 Meridian Road Eben Cocoa Board Warehouse
Western Region so Asatec Takrade Anaji yene Princeland Hotel ene di hwene mu and Volta Region yewo Akachi South District Assembly kwan no so ha.
CB women capsules now. I'm not correct. Why your best mankasa?
That's it.
You want him one? Oh, middle. You capsules back on CB men capsules. You see, CB men capsules na make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the data. And one year packaging I the
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any bianza wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada won di fie do ye. En ka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man be man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750.
FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Many thanks for staying with us. You're still watching the Ghana Breakfast Show here on Adoatv Television. We are back from the break with the newspaper headlines. And my man, Yawampofu Jr. has joined us in the studio to tell us what's been happening since yesterday till now, because I understand there was a match played yesterday night actually, and this morning too, a lot has been happening. We've touched on so many of them during the newspaper headlines. And Yawampofu Jr. is here in the studios with us to tell us more about that. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Isaac.
Trust you're doing well.
Very well.
I'm still holding on to my title this morning because I'm looking dapper. Yeah, yes, I'm looking.
Swap the white for a white shirt.
I'm looking dapper this morning than you are doing. Yesterday, you decided to take my title from me, but I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't allow that.
Ladies always have fetching eyes. We look deeper than meets the eye. So I still like your shirt.
Well, thank you very much.
You believe so?
Yeah.
I mean,
wine goes for women.
Yeah. And I can. My eyes can already see the texture of the shirt you wear.
No, I think I would have to, let me test that first. Probably.
Yeah. No. It's good. I mean the quality.
Yes.
You believe so? Wow.
I wanted to ask where you bought it from, but I don't want to do adverts for them. Yes. So later then.
It was
no. Where he bought it from, there is nothing like advertisements.
No, I know where you're getting to. No, I'm not taking it.
Where he bought it from?
No, I'm not taking
it. There is absolutely nothing like advertisement.
I bought it from online, so I won't state the owner. I just ordered it and then
that is never true. I mean, he's my main man. I live with him. I do everything with him, and I'm telling you, it's not true.
What's going?
Well, there's a lot happening in the football scene when it comes to Ghana. The Ghana Football Association are making a lot of steps so that the Ghana Premier League will be resumed as soon as possible. Right. Yesterday, the fixtures of the Ghana Premier League was released, and a lot of clubs are known their fate as it stands. The newcomers in the Ghana Premier League will be facing the old boys in the Ghana Premier League. They are playing, all the newcomers in the Ghana Premier League are playing at home in their first game. Now, one of the major issues that is happening in our local scene is most of the stadiums that are in Ghana have not been approved by the committee who are in charge of pitch approvals. And this comes as a major blow to some of the clubs because when you look at the nature of stadiums we have, even Ghana, our national sports stadium, Accra Sports Stadium, has not been approved by CAF for the World Cup qualifiers. That is why the main reason why football is not being played at Accra Sports Stadium. But regardless, Cape Coast Sports Stadium wasn't approved to be played in the Ghana Premier League. It still has some touches it needs to do. So when you look at the list, which is being churned out by...
But we understand the running tracks at Babayara Sports Stadium is near completion. The renovation actually is near completion.
This is a major step by the National Sports Authority. They have put in place, and they are putting in place a first-class facility at the Babayara. So Babayara is going on a rebuilding process. They are reshaping, they are restructuring the whole place. And then this season, we'll see Asante Kotoko actually returning to their
Oh, thank you very much.
Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Yes, they'll be returning to their they'll be returning to their sports stadium for the very first time in about 2 years. They played last season. They played at the Langley Sports Stadium. They played at the Accra Sports Stadium, and then finally this season they'll have the opportunity of playing at home in front of their fans. That is a major boost for them ahead of the new Ghana Premier League season. But when you look at Asante Kotoko in general, this season they made a lot of signings. Now, when you look at the structure they have bought in, that is the Southampton structure, which is based in England. They have adopted the structure and then they have brought it to Asante Kotoko. So this time, under Prosper Nete Ogum, who is the new manager of the side, they are bringing in youngsters.
Okay.
And
fresh blood.
Yes, fresh blood. And when you look at the system the coach wants to play, it's more about bringing in fresh blood who can actually boost their squad, play with intensity and play with energy, and as well as making them a new market, making a market value for them. Because at the end of the day, Kotoko want to be the biggest brand in Ghana. They want to be able to produce players. They want to be able to sell players. And then
can I just summarize that for you? They just want to beat Hearts, and it's impossible. It has become Mission Impossible 7.
Well, under Samuel Buedo, it's been impossible to beat Accra to Folk. And then Asante Kotoko, last season when they brought in Nanaya Ampunsa, it's been a major step for them. And then commercially, they are doing so well. But on the pitch, it has failed to reflect on the pitch. And this season, he has gone in for one of the best young managers in Ghana, which is Prosper Nete Ogum, formerly of Wafa. And that man is destined for great things.
Okay.
I would want you to tell us more too about the 2021 CAF Women's Champions League, because we understand the Hasaka's ladies drawn in Group A.
Well, this is the very first tournament when it comes to the Women Confederations Cup, CAF Champions League. This is the very first edition, and Azaga's ladies won the Ghana Premier League season, the women's edition. They won this just this season before the new season will begin. And one of the major reasons for their win was dedication, and then they put in the right structures. When you look at Azakes as a football team, one of the days Azakes was a men's side, but this time the women have dominated the men. And
immediately you hear of Azakes, you know,
you hear
ladies.
Yeah, this time it's the women, and they are doing so well. They had a little bit of issues with regards to funding for the new CAF Champions League.
Well, as is the issue with ladies football in
Ghana. Their funding is not so much. Even with the men, CAF doesn't give funding for participating teams when it comes to the CAF Champions League. So they have to fund themselves and come and play the tournament. That has actually raised some eyebrows for a very long time.
And it's becoming a challenge to fund them, I believe so.
The new CAF president, Patrice Motsepe, who is a South African billionaire, he has promised them that, well, he is bringing in a new league, a new Champions League format, which is a 20-man format, which will bring in revenue. People are already, corporate organizations are already willing to sponsor this tournament. So it will be a big boost for them if they move. But here lies the case. We'll lose our tradition because the Super League will concentrate on just 20 teams from various African countries, which the local boys, which is Asante Kotoko, the Accra folk, who don't have the initial funding from corporate organization, won't be able to participate in this tournament. That is a major issue when, according to journalists. But with her smile, which is Azake's lady, they are famously called her smile ladies. And this will be their first edition. They've been drawn in an easy group.
I saw that in their group they have faced Egypt, Mali, Equatorial Guinea.
Yes, and
this. And you call it an easy group?
Well, it is fairly easy because when you look at the quality Azaka's ladies possess, and then when you look at the African terrain and the best sites in the African terrain are not in their group. When you get to the round of 16, which the quarterfinals, semi-finals, then you can tip them to go in one and then finally make the finals and then win the tournament. But they are a solid team, and a lot of, let me say, kudos to a lot of corporate organizations and then the presidency of the republic. the Vice President of the Republic, because he has given them a lot of money and a lot of funding to actually promote their work.
Okay, finally, before we let you go, we understand the match between the Black Stars of Ghana and Zimbabwe on October 12th would be played in a closed door. I mean, how is this possible?
Now,
Playing a match of sorts whereby there will be no fan to cheer our players. This gives them the morale to do better.
Well, this is the latest decision by CAF as of yesterday, around 12 a.m. thereabouts. They brought the information that the game will be playing behind closed doors after Zimbabwe requested to have some limited number of members of their squad travel from Zimbabwe. But when you look at the UK's red list, Zimbabwe is one of the countries who are on UK's red list. So directly when we go to Zimbabwe, there will be no fans in the stadium. And then, it is only fair to be fair.
Yes.
So CAF is trying to be fair. And then if we are playing behind closed doors, then in Zimbabwe, then we should be playing behind closed doors. But there will be a major, when you watched Explosion yesterday, earlier yesterday when I was here, I was telling our viewers about the fact that we will have a Zimbabwean journalist to actually fill in
on Explosion.
On Explosion, Sports Explosion, to give us the latest when it comes to the Zimbabwean squad. And he actually informed us that one of their star men, which is Kama Billiet, he played in the South African Premier League. He will not be joining the squad because he's accumulated 3 yellow cards, and that will be a major boost for Ghana. Regardless, there is Marvelous Nakamba, and then they have a new manager in Norman Mapizi, who was formerly of Platinum FC. So he'll bring a major boost because he's a local lad. He's one who has played with the Zimbabwe national team. He has also captained the Zimbabwe national team. So coming in and then bringing in a lot of experience to the national side at a point where Drasko Lugaros, the former manager who was sacked, couldn't prove anything. Then you have a local manager who can. But with Ghana, Milovan Rajevac returns for a second spell, and it's a major boost for Ghana. When you look at the glory days of Ghana, when at the World Cup we almost nearly made to the semi-final.
When Ghana developed the white foreigners as Ghanaians, foreigners started aligning themselves.
In 2010, when we almost made the semi-finals, almost all of Africa was supporting Ghana, and then Ghana boosted a lot in tourism, and then a lot of people got
it's raked in more revenue for the country.
So one of the things that the new Ghana Football Association are trying to do is this year they are going to announce the GDP of football, the amount of money the football scene able to attain from football, because they say they are tired of listening to boxing federations and all the federations saying we brought in the medals. We are the ones who bring the medals. But when you talk about financially, football is one of the things that fetch Ghana a lot of money, tourism-wise.
Okay, right. Thanks so much, man Yao Ampo Fujina. The Twitter Mugu Ankasa. You can find him on Twitter at Yawampo Fujina. Yes, he's been verified on Twitter actually. He's not a small man.
He's not an unlicensed.
I tell you, not an unlicensed coach. He is actually a big man, so you can find him on Twitter. He's been verified. Search tweet at Adoatv _GH. Then you tweet at Yawampofu Junior or Twitter. And that will do for this sports segment. We'll be right back with the newspaper review segment. Keep watching AM Ghana Show. Please don't go away.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Step Work Premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Yeni Masatek, so your kunini roofing industry nim enti, so roofing na wadwen Asatek. Asatec will quality long span roofing sheet a sign nail free. Trust here so did a dwabomu. Now so a team would down the soa. Pampe Alframa and a whom and to me Asatec quality long span roofing sheets with beautiful bright colors with anti-fading and anti-rusting properties. Trust every nache name panso enti warmer 30-year warranty. Terms and conditions apply. Asatec quality long span roofing sheet dear. Ayama debia say a warehouse, school, hotel, hospital, sorry, and now say a wawufi. Use Asatec quality nail free long span roofing sheet to be. Now what done to be jinaso na yino. Your delivery services Papa Bia and found wonderful Kwan Asatec Bema was can order between 3 and 5 working days. Our VIP delivery services as well. One day pet now Osaka. Rishi Asatec a chill quine Watamako 82 Meridian Road when you could go board warehouse na paying Takrade a few kuma number 9 what pay a few kuma Fidelity Bank no Voter region so or Wakache Tatome GN Bank and Chenhope Asatec sheltering you for life.
Water, but when I get your mouth, and that's all I'm order. You are fired.
Malaria and tea. You are yet more bono. Malaria, therefore, yao. Enti awo. I shouldn't customers. One say, Mammy, I smart. I perceive Malakio. I'm money buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a Janisi berry market ni malaria and tea. I want to mean.
And now Emma when we are out to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And Trabetua and the CB Malakio. Yedinuna, Nehama, and now Kikabum Asoneso, I CB Malakio. And no way so dear. And I know grow. And yet tata shit.
A drawing near my appeal for about a woman for any quada one in feed.
Susiana, what would you win?
FD Ashusha sa a jedi and crato you mu adia to Musa and
Hello, this is Dr. Josephine Safo from the Breast Unit Kolebu Teaching Hospital. This year also we are partnering with Sonotech Medical and Diagnostic Center. October is here again. Breast Cancer Awareness Month 2021. The message hasn't changed. Early detection and effective treatment save lives. I hope you've been doing your monthly breast self-examination throughout the year. So I'm just here to remind you that it's time to get your annual breast screening done. And for women 40 years and above, you need to do your mammogram. Breast scans are also very useful for women of all ages. And Sonotech is giving up to 50% discount this year at their Osu, West Hills, and Tema branches. Every year, the breast unit sees about 400 new cases of breast cancer, including a few men, in addition to those already living with the disease. Unfortunately, almost 70% of these are already advanced. This is because people do not come early, and a lot are trying natural, herbal, and alternative remedies which do not work. So we have a lot of unnecessary deaths. But for those who do come early with effective treatments, they have been cured, and I'm happy to say that we have a lot of breast cancer survivors with us. So remember to look for changes in your breast, a lump in your breast or your armpits, and a dimple, a rash, a sore, nipple discharge, especially when it's bloody. And remember that when breast cancer starts, it's usually not painful. Early detection is key, and with effective treatment, should you be diagnosed with breast cancer, your life will be saved. Stay safe.
John, wow, Eddie, one boy juma. I check a roofing now. Oh, you fell one casa from Asatec. Oh, na same roofing is a baby bray, nice keke. Why the catch Asatec roofing sheet dear, and your nice keke with the board dance wa a chee and renache. They want to call us a hood of a fair bray. No free roofing sheet, no dear. Who hear that will be out. Now, so the board dance wa a hero supampe. What means which Roman send your open roofing sheet? We try the summer pepe. Mama poor Asatec when you're there. One of my technical advice. advice na estimate free or professional installers nso a wɔyɛ on-site installation ne boɔ so koraa da fam paa. Oh yes, quality ne bo da fam nye. Asatec 5 days pɛ na wɔn sa kan order na wɔyɛ after sales service papa bi nso. Hwehwɛ Asatec wɔ Tema Community 2 Meridian Road ɛbɛn Cocoa Board Warehouse Western Region. So Asatec wɔ Takrade Anaji yɛne Princeland Hotel ɛna di nhwɛni mu ɛna Volta Region yɛwɔ Akachi South District Assembly kwan no so hɔ a.
CB women capsules now. Amaka correct. Why your best mankasa?
That's it.
You want anyone? Oh, middle. You capsules back on CB men capsules. Ah, you right here. You see, CB men capsules na make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the dada. And one year packaging I had a
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
She are painful. Any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada won di fie do yes. And come home.
Susanna. Ghana man be man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA adi edredin kato yato.
Staying with us here on the AM Ghana Breakfast Show on Adoatv Television. It's now time for the newspaper review segment, and I've been joined in the studios by reps of the two major political parties to have a discussion on what the newspapers have been saying. And on top of the agenda for this morning is the proposal to acquire a new presidential jet. We know earlier this week, the Director of Communications at the Presidency, Dr. Eugene Ahin, intimated that government is planning on acquiring or purchasing a new presidential jet. Well, the minority has opposed to this, and we'll be speaking further into that to know if indeed their concerns are legitimate, and is it even necessary to acquire a new presidential jet when the Falcon 900 is still in a good shape and fit for use. We'll be delving into that, and I've been joined in the studio by reps of the two major political parties, as I stated earlier. Need I remind you that we're streaming live on Facebook. You could join us with your thoughts and comments, and also through the WhatsApp number on your screen. We are glad to read them for you this morning. Alex Tete is a member of the MPP communications team member, and he's to my immediate right. The man in white. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Trust you're doing well.
By the grace of God,
we thank God.
We are doing very well, and I hope you are also doing well.
I'm well by God's grace. And next to him is Maestro Jibril, a rep for the NDC. Good morning.
Yeah, Chief.
Trust you're doing well.
Oh, but we can't complain.
Sure.
Yeah, by the gift of God.
Life is more precious than anything else. So provided we have life and we are still good strength and good health, that is all that is needed for now.
The important thing is that some of our colleagues have started doing something that indicating that maybe when there's a change of when the table turn, we also do the same thing today. So
you both will be able to explain better and give meaning into what you would want to say.
It look as if like we were surrounded. Stranded, like we are waiting for Ayalolo. We have been here for so long. So.
We will talk about that later. Yeah. We sincerely apologize. Now let's shift attention from that. I think the major story in most of the newspapers we read this morning has got to do with robbers. I don't know where you both are coming from, but nowadays, anytime you are in town, you would find police patrol at every vantage point. Either you find them on horses, by foot, on cars, and the likes. I would first want to pick your thought, Alex. Do you think the police administration is doing so well this time around, considering the fact that as at any moment in time, there is a press release indicating, telling us what the police has been up to?
Yeah. Once again, let me say a very good morning to our cherished viewers, and then to the good people of Ada and the President of the nation, His Excellency President Akufo-Addo. Well, I think that by and large, I must say that the police are up to the task. It is not without saying that, yes, indeed, when we wake up, this time there's been this rampant hearing of armed robbery cases and what have you. Hitherto, it isn't that there weren't armed robbery cases, but probably the inability of the police to be able to fight it was the problem. But this time, anytime we get report of any armed robbery strike anywhere, we realize that it is the police that have either going to foil the armed robbery that was going on, or they have been able to capture the people who are involved in the act. So I think that by and large, the police are a bit up to the task, even though we may say that there's still more room for improvement. But at the rate at which we are going now, I think it is well good. We just want to say that they should double up their effort more, because we need more of such actions from them.
Actions like
being able to fuel the situation. I mean, being proactive rather than reactive, so that they can be able to see that no, there's going to be an armed robbery case somewhere, so they will quickly rush over there and fuel the situation rather than. I think
that should be their intelligence gathering.
It also depends largely on the citizenry, because we as people, we are living in the community with some of these armed robbers and what have you.
Right.
We get to know some of the activities. Once you don't report such activities of these people to the police for them to take necessary actions, it becomes very difficult for them to pick intelligence from, because the intelligence is picked from the people who live with the people within the community. So over the period when Dr. Dampare has become the acting IGP, we have seen a bit of improvement in the way policing is being done in this country. And I think that it's good, kudos to him. We expect that the actions that he's putting in place should be doubled in order for us to get to wherever that we want to be. Much as we have been hearing of this thing, the Global Peace Index report has indicated that Ghana is ranked second most peaceful country in Africa. Yeah. And I think that it is a stride. These are some of the things that culminated into ranking Ghana into some of these things. So I think we are focused.
But that was some few months ago, and we don't know.
No, it is the latest one. We are behind Mauritius.
But that was even during the tenure of the former IGP.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he left office even, I think, some months now.
Sure.
So we don't know what the latest.
Per the latest that I've seen, that is the latest that I've seen so far.
Yes.
I don't think that they have come out with any one again.
That is what I'm driving at.
So they've not come out with anyone again. So the latest that we have is what I'm speaking to, and I think that we are doing well as far as the peace in the continent is concerned and in the world.
Right. In as much as we are talking about the police and their proactiveness to fight some of these crimes, it's very necessary we consider what brings some of these crimes to. I'll come back to you to find out more about what we can do as a nation to ensure that most of these individuals, especially the youth who engage themselves into such social vices, will deter themselves from that. But let me move to Maestro. Maestro, do you share in the same sentiment he's making, that the actions of the police should double, or you have other thoughts on this?
Well, thank you so much. Let me say good morning to your viewers and the people of Iowa's North. Yesterday, our cry and knocking the doors of the president, the government of the day. The rules are bad. Yesterday, you have seen a little bit change.
Okay.
The controllers on the site. Thanks to the MP Fayawason of Honorable Yusuf Jaja for his effort, because he served under 2 committees at the
and thanks to the assembly too as well. I mean, the assembly will play a vital role in this too.
Assembly has not been working for the last 9 months. You understand me? And
that's not true.
They are not been working for now because the chief executives are acting. They are in the acting capacity, which they cannot take any policy decision according to the letter issued by the chief of staff.
So the road that is being constructed now, is it from the assembly or is from the central government? No, you see, we must put a record
kindly allow him,
so that
please.
you don't divert. We are seeking to educate listeners.
Kindly allow him, please. Thank you.
Because so we thank the MP because this is a project that has been there are a lot of talks with regards to year of rules, and then some constituencies have been selected to be tied up. And thank God, yesterday we have seen a little bit asphalt in our constituency. But I hope that it will continue because the roads are very bad. And come and see yesterday is for the first time under Kufuor nothing, under Akufo-Addo nothing. It's only recently that we have seen.
So under Akufo there was Mills, there was John
Mahama.
Yeah,
we have seen a lot of, because under Mills, JM, we have seen an asphalted from Nima police station to Accra Guest. Under Mills and JM, we have seen an asphalt at the back of Akufo-Addo's residence. Asphalted from his house to Accra Guest.
But here you are saying that, well, this is the time for you all to rejoice because this is the time you are having your rules.
Yes, because under SY administration, under Kufuor 8 years, I've never seen anything. What we see is Kufuor.
So why wasn't it done by the SY John Dramani Mahama and the late Mills administration?
During JM's time, there's something we call youth.
Well, let's not divert the conversation. So you go on to the substantive matter.
Under JM, we have what we call youth in road maintenance. What is not even asphalt. Trying to fill the potholes so that people can have movement.
That was job for the boys.
You understand me? And then we have also benefited drainage, covered drainage, that 10 million project under St. John Dramani Mahama. You understand? So this is the first time I've seen something. It's the history.
Well, then we need to applaud them when they do so.
Are you taking the time out of the topic that you have introduced?
It's within his time frame. Don't worry.
The issue about the crime is on the rise. The armed robbery, the kidnapping, and everything. What some of us are saying is that, you see, we have to look at the root cause. What is the cause and what is the police doing?
That is exactly what I said. I'll come back to him to find out.
Because the police itself, some of them are doing well, and we still have some bad nuts. You understand me? Because you find these robbers, when they were arrested, trying to exit gunshot with the police and everything. Yeah. When some of them are arrested, they find even AK-47 with them. And this is not supposed to be in the hands of individuals or civilians. It has to be in the hands of the military or the police. So you ask yourself, where did they get access to all this? And it has to do with the policing, the feasibility. Recently, I'm happy with the operation of the PhD guy, Dr. Dampare, trying to bring the former IGP Alassane style everywhere. Police is going around and everything.
And mind you, during the former IGP Alassane tenure, it was this same George Ekufu Dampare that led the team.
Exactly.
For that.
So when I saw it, I'm not surprised that this is going to help us at all, because under this administration or under this time, it is difficult for people to even go out in the night. There's so much fear. The security is not doing as it is, because thanks to some of the media houses, they keep on alerting them. This is what is happening. Police, you have to do this. You have to do this. So to me, we have seen a little bit improvement in the police service. They have to do it with their motto in their mind. Service with integrity.
Sure.
Because yesterday I was around Shiashi, going through Medina. And it seems like they seem to embarrass everybody.
Who?
The police. Some people have their license. Some people are using their motorbike legitimately going to work and whatever. Because the team that are going on operation, it's like any motorbike, you have to arrest them or you have to search them and see whatever.
It was even in the newspapers. Over 700 of them have been impounded.
That's right. And sometimes the intelligence is not there. Because as a police officer who has been trained, you can even read through a person that this person is he, who is he, you understand me? And through his dress, where he's going, you can able to detect that where this guy is going. Maybe he's not a Okada person or he's not a criminal, or whatever. So it seems like it has been embarrassed. Some people have been embarrassed, and then when you listen to some of them, their reaction to the media houses, they're saying that police have to be more and up in their operations.
Doing in their games.
Yes, because it seems like they seem to embarrass everybody, and sometimes the other guys give information to other people. So this, this kind of
the other guys, you mean?
Some of the criminals or some of the motor riders operation. Oh, we don't pass here. Oh, these people are here.
There is an operation
going on here. So that's sometimes I was suggesting to the police the other time that maybe if they would listen to me or they take my advice, it's not all the time that all of them have to be in the uniform. If you do that, we will not get what we want to achieve this, to stop this kind of menace. The criminals or that confronting this nation, because now the people going to bank they are afraid. The mobile money vendors are afraid. If you anytime you even
nowadays,
go to shopping malls and everything,
by 9 o'clock they've closed because working in the night
become serious.
A great worry.
Even now you have to even add up the military have to escort these bullion vans to the whatever. It's because of this kind of fear that people are living with now. You see, when they say insecurity in the country, it doesn't help employment to come in this country.
Before we delve into that, I would want us to talk about borders. We seem to have some porous borders in the country, and there was a jailbreak in Nigeria some few weeks ago, and according to security analysts we spoke to concerning that, they said this would bring some spike in crime cases in Ghana, and these individuals will only get access to the country through our borders.
Exactly so, because I have used some of the porous borders before. You understand? Just to see for myself, first-hand information. And this custom office, what they are interested in is just to pay money and go.
And you paid.
You have to pay.
And you paid.
I just want to see it myself. What people are saying, I have to believe.
Okay.
And they will not even come closer to you because the fear of maybe you have a camera and whatever, you plan something in you, the fear of that, they have their voice always operating with the people that crossing the border. Just even there's a place that they dig a hole. They will ask you to go and
drop it
there.
Wow.
You understand me? So how can you check criminals? People carrying their luggage. You don't even check.
What they have contained.
This is just dresses. Or this is my personal belongings that I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to. Even their accent, their tone, it does not even sound like Ghanaians. So it is a danger. We need to work on that. I don't know how long this thing is going to stop because we have been saying this thing several times. Looking at the Libo, the Aplau, the Paga border, and everywhere. It is happening. And what are they doing? These are people that we pay them at the end of the day, we pay them their salary every month. And they are not helping the nation at all. The security aspect in this country is a problem. Last when they were celebrating the World Tourism Day or whatever.
Last Monday.
Yes, people are afraid even to come in this country because of the criminal aspect. You know, if there's so much alarm of kidnapping,
insecurity
and everything, what would they come to Ghana to do? And when they can reap benefit, we generate so many revenues. People get what to do.
We live in a country whereby someone would still, let's say, some 10 cities will steal some plantain from someone's backyard. And when the person is being sent to court, he is being sentenced to jail for 5, 10 years. This individual will go to prison, return after 5 years, and would become some sort of hard criminal than he or she was before being sent to the prison.
Because the notion is that at the end of the day, oh, the issue about prison, oh, I've been there. So what is wrong with that?
Well,
and when
it is to reform the individual.
When they go there, they speak to themselves. They will be asking, what brought you here? Well, I've done this. Next time, don't do this. Do this. I made a mistake of doing this.
And mind you, they are meeting hard criminals there.
Oh yes, and they advise them. Next time, if you go do this, do this. You even when your time is up, you very soon
you will be living here.
When you go try to get contact this person, this guy, you can even work with him or whatever.
Wow.
And you have to also go and revenge. That is a serious issue.
For being sentenced to jail for 5 years.
Yes, go and revenge. But why are you here because of
petty offense?
Yes, you have to even come here with a huge amount of money. People are outside there doing a lot of things and they're still working free, and you are here because of these petty things. So go there and do these better things. So they dare and listen to each other, take advice from each other. I don't know. When they come, now they become very strong, very wild, and very strategic. So I will ever support the police to attack these guys, because if you have never been robbed before,
you wouldn't know how it feels.
It will take you back, and if you don't take time,
that is even when you are left to go scot-free. Your life isn't being taken from you.
End up sleeping with your wife or rape and whatever. Maybe give you a sickness and whatever. So it is time we have to support the IGP, support the police people, and even the police. We beg them that some of them shouldn't even give information to other these guys. Oh yes, they shouldn't even give the information. Oh, we are coming to this area. You guys, you have to leave before we come. We are coming to operation. We are doing this. We are coming with our boss. So when we come, we will not spare you guys. It's not like we are coming alone. We are coming with our boss. Our commander is coming with us. Even IGP is coming with us. So make sure you live there.
So they have informants even within the police service.
The police also is working with informants.
They also give them information, help them in arresting other criminals.
Because if you don't even have informants, how can you arrest some people? We have hard criminals in this country
who work with the police.
Yes, to also give the information to others. So it is time for us to support the IGP, support the police, and then if Ghana is peace, we are all safe. Because without the peace in this country, you can't go to mosque, you can't go to church, you can't go
not at all.
You understand me? I can't even have opportunity to meet my brother, the next district chief executive of Ada and whatever. I don't know. I was surprised when your name was dropped from the list, but I still pray for you.
Thank you very much. Okay? Let me come to Alex. Alex, with the hierarchy within the police service, there is this notion that it's being attached with some politics. I don't know if you would subscribe to that or share in the same sentiments, but if that is anything to go by, do you think that would help us fight crime in this country? Because the next moment you arrest this individual, you arrest him to the CID department, there is a phone call warning you, telling you to release this individual to go
from above.
Yeah, order from above, as is being said.
It has been a systemic problem since time immemorial. And I think that until we find ways and means by which we can de-alienate the police service, I mean those top ranking officers from being appointed by the government of the day, that is what will help us. But so far as that thing continues, so that the IGP will have to be
appointed by the government
of the day, definitely that politics in over there will be there.
But even if the IGP, for instance, is appointed by the government of the day, there are other hierarchies within the police service which are not to be so, but mostly we find it to be otherwise.
But the reality of the situation is that it is the IGP that makes the other appointment that you are
exactly
about.
But that shouldn't
until the president appoints you as the IGP, you don't have that mandate to be able to appoint those other people that you are
But
talking
since
about.
you are being appointed as the IGP, doesn't mean the other appointments which should come from you should have any political
No,
backings.
it may not be political backings, but the fact that the IGP, that office alone is politicized, it means what? He can be able to take a political decision. You understand? And even if you are not, you don't agree to whatever he is instructing you, you are compelled to, because he is your boss, and you cannot disregard any instruction that he gives you. So much as the only way the only way by which we can be able to solve this situation is by us visiting the constitution and then trying to make amendment to the laws that appoint such positions. You understand?
Sure.
So that at the end of the day, whoever becomes an IGP, you have to move through the ranks so that you are appointed by merit and not as a result of the political whims and caprices of any president or any government that is in power. So by that doing, you become an independent minded, because you know that you don't account to the person who appoints you. Because definitely when somebody appoints you, it means the person
You
can
want to do
disappoint you.
things to please him, so you wouldn't be disappointed.
Yes, because he can disappoint you. Because yes, so at the end of the day, you may have a fair mind. You would have preferred that you work as a professional, but
Right.
because you don't, the appointment in a way doesn't, because at the end of the day, there are several people who are qualified to become IGP, but you were picked out of the lot to go and head that institution, and because maybe you were picked because you are in a way related, either politically or some way somehow, to the government of the. That is why you are appointed, because per the structure of the constitution as we see it now.
But should that be put into consideration whenever these appointments are being made?
Naturally, it must not be put into consideration, but that is the reality of the grounds. Under normal circumstances, anybody who appoints any president, who appoints any IGP, if you go and ask the president whether he took into consideration the political listing of the person before appointing, they will say no. But in depth over there, it is not true.
Mind you, he does this in consultation with the Council of State.
But the Council of State, what is the composition of the Council of State? So in this case, I just want us to be Ghanaians, not to be political biased in dealing with this situation, because it is a situation, it is a phenomenon that is affecting all of us. And I think that over the years, a lot of people have called that the office of some of these institutions, heads of some of these institutions, should not be given to the president of the day or the government of the day to do the appointment over there. Right. Because it introduced politicization into it. And that is why we see some of these deficiencies that happens within this spectrum and what have you. So I think that moving forward, if a day comes that people will be appointed to such positions, not based, not from the government of the day, but from their competency, from their qualification, and from whatever, from within their rank, I think that is what is going to help us in fighting some of these things. Because you realized that anytime there is any political brouhaha in this country, and then the IGP tries to take a step, you hear all manner of comments that is being passed and what have you. And it doesn't sound well for, if you are looking for a good system, if you are looking for a great institution like the police service, we must be seen to be separating some of these powers of the president from the direct powers of the president on this. And I think that
some of these offices.
Yes, I think those are the things that will help us in getting to wherever that we are. But be that it may, irrespective of all what is being done, irrespective of all these things that we have said, we have seen that there are some of the IGPs over the period have proven that even though there may be a bit of political hands in the appointment and what have you, they've lived beyond reproach. they've lived to the expectation largely to the satisfaction of Ghanaians, and I think that this current IGP is only anybody that we can single out from that class of IGPs over the period.
Okay, so what will be your assessment of his performance so far then?
So far, so good. So far, so good. His introduction of the, I mean, hitherto, you know, there was this visibility that was introduced by one of this former IGP. What was
Al Hassan.
Al Hassan.
Yes, Dr. George Kufudampare actually head the team that introduced this initiative.
So he introducing that one back, I think it is a good thing. Then introducing this police on the horse that they are patrolling. I mean, those are good things that we should be able to. And then for him being able to also going to fight some of similarly political situations when Owusu Bempah, people thought that he was untouchable in this country. It got to a point in time that Mama visited him the last time. You don't know. He visited him in Opambo.
That was during his thank you tour.
Yeah, he visited him. So please.
That is not the conversation.
That is not the conversation. But you don't introduce some of these suggestions into the issue. So we are saying that it is very good that he's been up to the task and he's doing excellently well. The only thing we can do is to support him and give him the maximum support so that at the end of the day he will be able to deliver on his intentions and what have you.
Before we come back to the course route of this, I would want to pick your assessment too.
Well, you see, Isaac, it is obvious that when it comes to appointment of IGPs, every government wants to appoint an IGP that it can work with him comfortably. That is there for everybody to see. Because I cannot appoint anybody that I cannot work with.
But it must not be so. In other jurisdictions, that is not what happens.
You see, they'll be in the same rank like COPs or whatever.
COP, yeah.
Yes, and you can choose anyone.
Yeah, Commissioner of Police.
To become your IGP. But it is only left with you, that person, to exhibit professionalism. The perception of people, the doubt and everything that people have with your appointment, you have to let people go to the wrong.
Yeah, to prove them wrong.
Yes, by your actions and inactions. That's what we have started seeing with the Kufudampare. You could remember former MT2 boss, late when he saw it in Awuni. I was arrested the regional minister.
Yeah, he arrested
at a polling station.
Yes, it made them to lock him at Nima police.
Yes. That is what we want to see, the professionalism. It is also applied to any work that you find yourself. You, the media, the judges and whatever. You'll be appointed, but at least the case before you is what determines your conduct, the oath that you sworn, the allegiance to the nation. That's what we want to be seen in this, our police people and this, our judges and the journalism and everything. When we do that as a nation, then we'll go far. But if you started to listen to our masters, that because of Isaac has appointed me or my brother has appointed me, when it is black, and I have to say it as it is, no, I have to find a way to try to massage the issue and everything. If you do that, I don't think you are not helping the nation. Especially as a police unit, the police service.
Service with integrity.
Which you have to protect property and life. Even when your boss asks you to do something, you have to let him know that, my boss, this is going to affect my professionalism or this is going to affect my work. And the
you have every right to do so.
Yes, you can tell me. Point blank. If not, that you can even resign. Let people see that this man is not good. Yeah. He wants me to do this, and to me, it's not right. People that have good intention for their nation, nobody does that. No, man, I don't think I can work with you again. Because with all this, I can't do it. Like what I do just did.
The special prosecutor.
Yes, that's how we done this. That this is another side of corruption. These people, when you want to do this, they don't even allow you to do this. Just a talk that I have to be head this position as a SP, special prosecutor and everything. But do not allow you to come out with whatever is there. So to me, we are even calling for the president to the animal call acting should be taken away, appointing to let him become full IGP.
Okay, he should be confirmed.
Confirmed, yes, because at least if you listen to majority of Ghanaians, large people that.
But it's not obvious.
Yes, because
that there will be a confirmation.
Yes, we are still waiting. We're still waiting because you know this elephant. Sometimes when people are praising somebody, they will still have some of them underground trying to dig down and whatever. So we are calling on the president. The man is doing well. I know some people who are very critic when it comes to appointment of the IGP, criticizing them, talking about batting against them. But on George Akufu Dampare, there seems to sour praises on him.
Everyone is.
But I don't want him to get swallow-headed. That's because people are praising him and everything. We are not there yet. We are not there yet.
There is a job to be done, not an office to occupy.
Yes, we are not there yet. And we want him to prove to the people of this country that he has passed through the rank from constable to wherever he is.
Right.
Because for the first time we have a IGP who's at that level when it comes to the education or whatever.
Right.
IGP with
many credentials to his
credit. In all, we want to be safe. We want to be secure in this country.
Right.
We were told that when you sleep, sleep. Now you can't sleep with all two eyes closed. You sleep and your one eye is open. You don't know what is going to happen the next day.
Right.
We don't want to leave that in this country because with no security, everything that you do is called zero. It doesn't help.
Thanks so much, Maestro Jibril, the NDC rep for the program. Let me come back to you, Alex Tete. Yeah. What do you think are some of the reasons for what we've been witnessing? I would want you to tell us that, then we explain into details.
Reasons why we'll be experiencing
spike in crime rates.
Oh, for me, I think that crime has been with us since time immemorial.
Spike,
and
quote unquote.
And for me, I have not been able to see or gather any evidence to indicate to the fact that there has been a spike in it. Much as we've been hearing of skirmishes of crimes in certain areas and what have you. Yes, people may allude it to the fact that the youth are taking on to crime because seemingly they may be saying that they don't have job in the country and that is why they are finding a way of living by engaging in criminal activities. I think that anybody that will say so may be playing mischief or may be playing politics much more than tackling the real issues on the ground. Because I felt that once upon a time, the unemployment rate in this country was so grievous. And if
so in that regard, you are saying we should cite unemployment as one of the reasons.
I'm saying that is what some people are saying.
But what are you saying?
Yeah, we may, yes, definitely, because I believe in the adage that say that the devil find work for the idle hands. Yeah. If you are there and you are not doing anything, definitely any evil-minded thought that goes into your head, you would like to perpetrate it or implement it, and that is so. It could be a possible reason why we are doing that. And then the cravings for the youth to get rich faster.
The get rich quick syndrome.
You see, it is another problem. The youth of today are not trying to go through the mill in order, so they see somebody who has become rich. They want to get there. And they find all means by which they can get in over there. So we can just imagine when the casual situation, when youth, I don't think teenagers,
13 and 16, later we are told it.
Teenagers at that age could kill their own friend just because somebody told them that if they are able to bring such and such part of the
human body.
They are going to double money. They are going to get money from it. So the propensity of the youth in order to get rich quick is another cost that is seeing this thing.
Then one may also raise an argument that another cause would also be that should I be your classmate, for instance, and you become a politician, in the next 4 years, I realize this man was once a classmate of mine, and look at where he is today, driving the luxurious vehicles in town, and taking a look at where I am still at may bring some of these heinous thoughts. Do you subscribe to that?
Well, in a way, I may in a way subscribe to that, but as to whether that could lead
in that
to
way
crime,
that you are subscribing to, what would make you subscribe to that?
Yeah, it is a fact that just as you have said it is a fact that we see people who suddenly, when they entered into politics, in no time they've transmogrified into millionaires. I mean, if you see the kind of lifestyle they are living now, a typical example, I don't know if I'm permitted to cite that one because it is an obvious thing that everybody knows of him.
If you have no evidence backing what, if
no, I know, but these are no allegations because we all know that before we 2008 election,
okay,
we all know that Samuel Ablakwa, the MP, member of parliament, he had just completed his national service. He had never worked before. He's never done anything before.
Okay.
Suddenly, when the party won, he was appointed as a deputy minister of state. Then we started seeing the way his lifestyle suddenly changed up to today. It is politics that has made him what he is today. And so if people look up to him, that in no time, I was in class with this same guy. And
but how then do you draw conclusion that it is politics that had fetched him?
But what else? What else has he done? After completion of school, what else has he done? We know of him. We have seen him. Jibre over here knows. He's older than him many years.
Don't bring me into this. I don't know. Don't bring me into this. I don't know. I don't know. It's private.
But the reality, before he became the minister of state, everybody knew that
there are many individuals seem to are not working, but may have been given some appointments
and as a result of that. So I said that is why I say I'm just citing an example. So this example is an example that epitomizes all other ones that are in the system. So that is it. So it's saying that as one of the yardstick by which people also look up to in order to become rich easier. And for that reason, if they cannot go into politics in order to get to where such people have got into, then they have to go through the criminal way in order to go.
So in a way, would you agree with me if I say then our politicians are to be partially blamed?
No, but everybody is to be partially blamed, not only politicians, but the parental upbringing of the child too is also there.
So the politicians also play a key role.
Yes, everybody. I'm saying everybody, including the politician, including the pastors, including the imams, including the parents, and everybody have got a responsibility in over there. Because at the end of the day, if you are not able, it is not everybody that sees such people and try to go into crime. It means that person have been brought up very well by the parent, by the society in which he lives. Is that okay? So as we are all, everybody is to be blamed. Right. So as Ghanaians, these are some of the things that we should do, so that our pastors, our imams, our fathers, mothers, and what have you, we should be finding ways by which we can bring up our children so that they will live a life that will not be, adherence to the norms and culture of the society that we live in.
Right. I don't know if you'd want to add anything to what he said.
Because this man has fallen into a place that is not supposed to fall.
Oh, what is?
You see, when you want to set example with people like Samuel Kuyato, what we need to do as a young politician is to sometimes trying to celebrate some of them, because he has never let the youth down. He has learned fast. He's making the youth proud. It's because of people like Honorable Okudzeto Blackwell that give a clear way to President Akufo-Addo and co to appoint a young people to position.
That's so true.
Because when people
let's set the record straight. Because President Akufo was appointed at age 24 as a deputy foreign minister.
Could you please?
No, but we must set the record straight.
I mean, you would have your time to do that.
No, we must set the record straight.
Please allow him continue?
If you are doing it, then you are not. We are educating people. So if you are saying it is because of that, I don't think it is.
Then should I get up for you to occupy my seat?
No, I'm not saying so. But sometimes we should be able to set the record straight.
Thank you. Continue.
You understand me? So we need to sometimes applaud and support them, because youth, they say they are the future leaders, and some of them live to the expectation. Because when it was being vetted at that time, very frankly with you, I'm very close to Okudzeto Blackwell. Sam, I'm very close to him from days of CJ and everything. You understand me? People like Chairman Sabos and everything, they say this young guy is very brilliant and wish you well. And when he went to the deputy minister, went at the ministries as a deputy minister, he has made people proud. He did very well. When he's in parliament, you watch him, the appointment committee, the way his line of action questions, the way he was trying to probe people and everything. So to me, the issue about the cause, the root cause. First of all, you see, Isaac, I have lived in another jurisdiction for some years. This is a big. What brings the crime down is, there's a cost of living. People want to work, and people have to pay rent. People have to pay utility bills and everything. And when these things are on the high, and there's no job for them, what do you expect? What do you expect to happen? What do you expect to happen? It's time for the government to have to come out with another strategy that people can get job. At the end of the day, people can eat 3 times a day. When people went to the National Theatre, is it conference center for job fair?
Yes, the Accra International Conference Center.
You saw what happened there.
Yeah.
You saw what happened there. You saw what happened there. It tells clearly there's a problem in this country when it comes to job issue. And some people don't have even patience to go through that kind of obstacles, that the way people are suffering and come in the morning and everything before you have access to get your CV being go through and everything. People don't.
They were only there to even submit their CVs.
CVs, you understand me? And waiting whether they will be called or not.
Yeah.
So it is time for government to look at trying to subsidize some issues, like things that make people feel comfortable. Like water bill, light bill, the rent and everything. And today, even in my community, Nima.
You'll be mourning hardship.
My brother, even in the front of President Akufo-Addo's house, going see school going age. Young guys, young boys.
Doing what?
Trying to carry pure water, Sobororo, Burkina, sell it.
But there's no shame in honest labor.
I know.
So then?
I know. And they're supposed to be in classroom. After this program, you can go with me and you sit there.
What if they are doing this on vacations?
Oh, my brother, you can go in school time, the time they're supposed to be in class, and they're on the street. You can go there and talk to them. And when you come here, you tell me. So it is time for government to have to look for this issue, the job issue, the issue of absorbing some of the things that people can easily have access to. Because today, I don't know when I've taken a milk, when I'm supposed to take tea. I don't know when.
Maybe you don't enjoy it.
Can you afford it? Can you afford it today? Kenke, you cannot afford Kenke today.
For that, I spoke even about yesterday. It's very pathetic that, I mean, a ball of Kenke which used to sell at 1 CD, at a very huge size is selling at 1 cedi 50 pesos, and even at some other places 2 Ghana cedis. Yes. At a reduced size at which it was being sold at 1
What do you
cedi.
expect? What do you expect?
Very, very bad. Something even my producer Selassie Isaac Mote would even speak about.
What do you expect to happen? So we are appealing to them with all this kind of utopian promises and everything. Job, what is it? Job, practice for food and job and everything. Look at what we have today. Even Kelewele. Last I give 5 cedi for Kelewele. Isaac, when I wanted to receive it from the seller, when they came, I said, "What is this?" Say, "Are you not in Ghana?" I said, "What? Kelewele 5 cedi. I can count like 4 or 5 in it."
Well, we are being told by the ministry this is just temporary something, and by next year we wouldn't be witnessing all of these things. COVID-19 is being cited as an example for which we are witnessing this. So let's see how things would pan out in the coming days. I'm giving you a minute to say what you would want to say, then we move ahead.
It amazes me when my brother sits down and trying to justify crime, that the reason why crime is on ascendancy is as a result of job in the system. And then if there
should be no justification for crime.
There must not be any justification for
crime is crime.
So when anybody try to say that people go into crime because there are no jobs in the system, I think that person doesn't know what
he may be saying frustration may lead people into that, but not justifying their acts for
because
doing it.
If it were to be so, we should have experienced more crime when they were in power than we are experiencing today. Because during those times, there was a freeze on public sector employment, and a lot of people became so redundant. People were sitting in people completed tertiary institutions, they sat in the house without any glimpse of any hope for getting employment.
The ones who have even been employed after school, the nurses and midwives trainees, are also be mourning that the allowances for 8 solid months now haven't been paid to them. They are threatening on embarking on a strike October 1. That is tomorrow.
Let's see. Are threatening that what?
Rotational nurses and midwives trainees.
Which allowances of them?
Which allowance do you expect them to be receiving?
I don't know, because they are being paid their salary, so I don't know
allowances, trainees,
nursing trainees.
That is what I said. I said rotational nurses and midwife trainees.
Trainees.
Yes.
The allowance that they cancelled that we came to restore, is that the one that they want to? Yes, definitely. I mean, there may be a problem with the payment of, but certainly there will be
problem because
since it was restored,
thank you so much.
Since it was restored ever we came to power in our first term, I mean, we've not heard of anything. So there may be technical challenges as to why
the allowances are not being
delayed.
paid.
But definitely it will be paid to them. But is that not much more better than when you were there, you weren't getting anything? Something that was there.
Because of the allowance, they cannot.
Mind you, their training would be ending in next 4 months, and for 8 solid months.
Certainly, I know. I saw
it. You are saying it may be a technical problem. Well, thank you so much. We would go for a very quick turnaround. We will turn back shortly to have more discussion. We will tell you what the minority has been saying regarding the purchase of a new presidential jets. Their concerns, are they legitimate concerns? Well, we'll be delving more into that. You're still watching the Ghana breakfast show here on Adoatv television with me, Isaac, to political babyface. We'll be back shortly.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Step Work Promises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Yeni Asatec, so your kunini or roofing industry nim, enti, Saudi roofina, now what Jen Asatec. Asatec will quality long span roofing sheeter, a sign nail free. Trase, and here so did a dwabomu, now so a team would down the soa. Pampe, Alframa, and a whom and to me Asatec quality long span roofing sheets with beautiful bright colors with anti-fading and anti-rusting properties. Trase, every nache name panso, enti warmer 30-year warranty. Terms and conditions apply. Asatec quality long span roofing sheet dear. Ayama debia, say a warehouse, school, hotel, hospital, sorry, and now say a wawufi. Use Asatec quality nail free long span roofing sheet to be. Now what done to be jinaso, then you know. Or your delivery services, Papa Bia, and found wonderful Kwan Asatec Bema was can order between 3 and 5 working days. Or VIP delivery services as well. One day pet now Osaka. Pressure Asatec a chill quine Watama 22, Meridian Road, when you could go board warehouse, the bank, Takrade, a few Kuma number 9, will pay a few Kuma Fidelity Bank, no, Voter Regional so or Wakache Tatome, JN Bank and Chenhope. Asatec, sheltering you for life.
Water, but not get your mouth. And that's all I'm order. You are fired.
Malaria and tea. But you are yet more bono. Malaria, therefore, yao. Enti awo. Ashrin customers. When you say, Mammy, I am smart. Upper CB Malakio. I'm man buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a Janisi berry market ni malaria and tea. I want to mean.
And now Emma will be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And better and the CB Malagio. You do not. And now can come as soon as I CB Malagio. And no way so dear. And I know grow. I yet tata shit.
A drawing your ma appeal for. About a woman for any quada won't in fear.
Susiana, what would you with
FD Ashusha sa a jedi and crater you mu adia to Musa and
John, who fin you? Wow, Eddie, one boy juma. I check a roofing now. Oh, you fell one casa from Asatec. Oh, na same roofing is about the bray, nice keke. Why the catcher? Asatec roofing sheet dear, and your nice keke with the bodan swa a chee and renache. They want to call us a hood of a fair for the bray. No free roofing sheet, no dear. Who near that will be out. Now, so the bodan swa a zero supampe. What means which Roman send your open roofing sheet? You try the sum of pepe. Mama poor Asatec when you're there. One of my technical advice na estimate free or professional installers so aware your on-site installation. Ni boss kura da pa. Oh yes, quality and nebo da feminine. Asatec 5 days pay na unsa kan order na wo year after sales service proper bin so. Hwehwe Asatec Watema Community 2, Meridian Road, Ebenkoko Board Warehouse, Western Region so Asatec Takrade Anaji, Yeni Princeland Hotel and Edin Shenimu, and a Volta Region yawo Akachi South District Assembly kwan so ha.
Hello everyone, my name is Adoatv, a proud ambassador for Sonotec's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's hashtag Pinktober, hashtag Sonotec Goes Pink. Now from the 1st October to the 31st October 2021, at any of the 3 branches of Sonotec, Tema, Osu and West Hills Malls, we are gathering together to get free screening. Yes, I said it's free. And that's not all we have for you. We also have 20% off mammogram testing and 50% off ultrasound. Let's go pink from October the 1st to the 31st, 2021 at Osu, Tema, and West Hills Mall, all Sonotec branches. We are giving hope to save a life. See you there.
Fia. CB women capsules now. Amaka correct. What's your best mankasa?
That's it.
Who anyone? Oh, middle. You capsules about one man. CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules in America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You name the dada. And one year packaging now in the pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada won di fie do ye. En come home.
Susanna. Ghana man man tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA adi edwedin kato yato.
Have discussions centered around the purchasing of a new presidential jet, which was announced by the Director of Communications at the presidency, Dr. Eugene Ahin, sometime this week. Now, sometime in May, a question was filed in Parliament by the Northern Member of Parliament, Samuel Mokujetu Ablakwa, demanding the cost of what he described as luxurious trips of President Akufo Addo, which he asserted that President Akufo Addo spent £15,000 per hour for that particular trip. Well, the finance minister was invited, which he pleaded for an ample time so he would be able to provide answers to that. Later on, when he appeared in Parliament, he referred the question to the security minister. That hasn't happened yet. But the defense minister, Dominic Nituo, was in Parliament regarding the same issue where we had the famous shower in the air joke. Well, many issues have been coming up as aftermath of this. And recently, the same individual who filed the question in Parliament has made several assertions. And this time around, three round trips of President Akufo Addo, he says, cost the taxpayers' money about 10.1 million Ghana cedis. 3 round trips of President Akufo Addo is what the Member of Parliament for Northern, Samuel Kujetu Ablakwa, is asserting. The recent one, the United Nations General Assembly, which President Akufo Addo attended, he made several allegations against that one too. And this is what has summed up to the 10.1 million Ghana cedis. Now, let me take you on a journey down memory lane. Ghana has so far purchased 4 presidential jets. In 1962, the first one was purchased by Dr. Osajifo Kwame Nkrumah, and that was the DH-125 air jet. That was the very first one we purchased in this country. 1962. 1966, when he was ousted out of office, when Ignatius Kutu Champon General took over in 1966, after he was ousted out of office. Another one too was purchased by Ignatius Kutu Champon, and that was the Fokker 28, which was acquired or purchased in 1976. Fast forward 1998, 2 years to when the late president, former president Jerry John Rawlings also was about to leave in office. That was 2 years before his tenure had ended. He also purchased another one, and that one too generated a lot of mixed reactions in this country, with the opposition, the then opposition, rising against that decision. But later on it was purchased, and that was in 1998. Now, fast forward, the very latest one we have, or let me say the current one we have, which is the 4th one, was purchased during the tenure of the former president, J.A. Kufuor. That also saw several mixed reactions, with the opposition, the minority NDC, who are still the minority NDC during this very case we are about discussing, to also opposed against it, raising several allegations, saying that there was no need for that. Now, the Falcon 900 we're talking about, during the time the then defense minister, actually, he is now the national security minister, Kandapa, appeared in parliament in March 2008. He made mention that the lifespan of the Falcon 900 is about 20 years. We've just done 11 already, and government has decided on purchasing a new one. Is it legitimate? Well, the minority says it will rise against this in parliament when it appears before it. This is what we are going to center our conversation on. The question is, what then has influenced the country's decision to purchase a new one? Let me start off with you, Alex.
Well, thank you for the overview. I mean, the litany of historical background to this topic. And I think it's well in order that you've told us when the first presidential jet was purchased for this country in 1962.
Yeah.
By the then President Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Then moving fast forward up to when President Kufuor also bought one. I think that in the midst of buying all these jets, there have been several comments, a lot of opposition against buying it. I'm quite pretty sure that even when Nkrumah bought the first jet, there were opposition against it. When Achiampong also made the attempt in buying another one, that was in 1976, right?
Yes.
There was opposition against it. Then I think the next one was bought by Rollins.
1998.
I could vividly remember that one. That one I was I was up to age then. And I know the kind of noise that it generated when people were making all sort of things. But you see, if you are a leader and there is a need for you to make certain decisions, and based on where you are sitting as a leader, irrespective of the opposition that will come with it, once you strongly believe within your heart that indeed what you are doing is for posterity to come and judge you as to whether the decision that you are making was a valid decision or is a good decision that you have taken, that is what makes you a good leader. And for me, all these oppositions against the purchasing of aircraft and what have you, for me, I think that it is just a repetition of what has transpired over the previous years. So it is not new. Now, why the need to buy a new presidential jet now?
When the Falcon 900 is in a good shape and fit for use.
Yes, as to whether it is in a good shape and fit for use, I beg to differ.
Why?
Because on 3 occasions when the president traveled on this Falcon 900, and it developed faults. At one instance, when it just took off, the engine seized, and they have to disembark from the plane to do other arrangements in order. I mean, there have been 3 instances when the president traveled with this jet, be issues with it. Now, are we waiting up to the time that it will come that this jet, the president will be in this jet, and the most disastrous event will occur? They will all put our hands on our head and say, why did this happen? Are we waiting till that time before we take an action? So if at the end of the day, president today is telling us that no, based on so and so reasons, I think that we will need, I mean, the process of purchasing, and it is not an event, it is a process. So even if the president initiates the process of purchasing a new, it is likely that the president may not even live up to the time that aircraft will be purchased for him to even use it. It is possible. You understand? Because it will take time for the negotiation, for whatever the expert to go and I mean it will take time. By the time that jet may be ready, the president may not be in power. It's possible that the subsequent president that will come after him, which is likely to be an NPP government again, that next president will be the one. Or is there unlikely event that the NDC even come to power? They will be the one that will be enjoying. Because when Kufuor was purchasing that one, there was this brouhaha, there was this acrimony, there was this much talk about against it. But largely, Kufuor didn't use that aircraft.
So is it to suggest that what the then defense minister told parliament, that this Falcon 900 we are going to purchase would last for 20 solid years?
My brother,
it's a lie.
The lifespan of everything is, I mean, this is our projections. You understand?
But that may be the reason for which probably Parliament approved it, because they know this would be something we can use for a very long time to save some money for the country.
That is true, my brother.
Just in 11 years, we have been told it can no more
this phone,
be
as
used.
I'm holding it over here, has a lifespan. Is that okay? The lifespan could be 5 years, right? But I've used it for 2 years.
Depending on how you would use it,
yes,
and maintain
so
it.
if you are using it and you are not maintaining it well, the likelihood of that lifespan.
So should we blame? Should we then shift blamed on maintenance?
That should be the case. It means probably.
And who is to be paying for this?
Paying for what? The maintenance or what?
Someone's negligence, let me put it that way,
yes,
for not maintaining it well,
yes,
and getting it in a bad shape.
Yes, no, that one has been a subculture of the Ghanaian. Our culture of maintenance is just gone, and it's been with us over the period for some time now. So if we have to blame it on it, yes, we have to blame it on maintenance. Because look, if you say that the minister went in over there and said that no, the lifespan is 20, and we've barely done about 11 or 12 years, and then it's developing fault and what have you, and for that reason, there's a need for us to get another one, then we should be learning from what is transpiring today. That probably, maybe it is a the maintenance, this thing that has caused it, so that if we should purchase another one, then we will revisit, then know how to be able to maintain the new one that we are going to buy. So that at the end of the day, the lifespan that it be given, will be able to live the full lifespan of it before it gets a week. Now, the reason why we are saying that it is not as strong as we are seeing it. The Falcon that we are, the presidential jet, and the reason why we are saying is that for 3 times the president traveled with it and it developed fault and we could not be able to ascertain it. Now they are also saying that the capacity of this current one is not as big as one, because the one that this one even came to replace, it could take a larger number of people than this one. This one can only take between 17 and 19 people, but the one it came to replace could take about 25 passengers. You understand? And there are occasions that the president has to travel with is going on a business trip. The president has to travel with a large number of delegation. How is he going to use this one, which can take only about 17 to 19 people? There is a need for us to get a bigger one, and that is one of the reasons why we are citing as the reason why we need a bigger another one. Then again, another reason why we are giving us to the reason why we need another.
Before you tell me about that, one of the arguments being raised by the minority, especially the NDC minority, is that this seems to be some sort of misplaced priority. We live in a country where, as it stands now, our economy, I would say, is shaking. We know we've been hit hard by COVID-19. Anything at all we talk about in this country, we are being told that COVID-19 is the reason for which we are witnessing some of these crises in the country. Now, we are being hit hard by this pandemic. We are going to other countries to plead for vaccines to please to our debts will be left go first and the likes, and then government of the day decides to purchase a presidential jets for that matter. Is this not a misplaced priority, just as the minority
You
is
see,
saying?
over the years, there's not been a time that presidential jet is being bought that we don't hear this same argument being raised. I saw here. There's no time that we don't hear. It is the same argument that is being.
During those times, would you be able to tell me what was so severe and so hard than COVID-19?
Oh yes, COVID-19 undeniably has been a very has had a very devastating effect on the economy of the world. Is that okay? And no world.
So then you would agree with me that buying such thing in a time like this becomes a misplaced priority.
You see, if you are saying so, then it means everything must come to a standstill. Because COVID-19 is there, everything must come to a standstill. We should not do anything because we should not buy.
Priority, quote unquote.
Priority as in what? Everything is moving on. Now we are coming out of the COVID-19 this thing, and our economy is rebounding back. So there's this proposal that we are buying, and if you say we are buying a new jet, it doesn't mean that today, as we said, we want to buy a new jet, we are buying it today. It is a process. It is not an event. It is a process. It will take time for all these negotiations to be done, and what. By the time that negotiations and other things will be done, I'm pretty sure that the economy would have rebounded back on its feet and will be in a better position to be able to do that.
Right. Maestro, let me
I want to bring the last point as to the reason why the new one is. You said I should come. You want to introduce this question before, or probably you want to go to Maestro. Maybe you can.
I'll come back to you to answer
I told you my time.
Don't worry, I'll come back to you to tell me that. Yeah. You heard him speaking, and according to what he's saying, why don't you wait for us to have details of what the purchasing of the presidential jets entails? It may be that we are going to pay it in installments. We don't even know what the price is yet. Why don't we wait for all of that before drawing our conclusions that this is a misplaced priority?
When I was listening to my brother, is the respect I have for the viewers. I should have run away and leave the studio, to be honest with you. Because
why?
This man does not have any feelings for this country. But I can see he's struggling.
That's not true.
That I can see he's struggling.
It's not true.
Trying to do PR for his government.
It's not true.
But in all, Isaac, 10.1 million Ghana cedi into all cities. How much is it?
But you can't draw your conclusions with this yet.
Oh,
we are yet
in all cities. How much is it?
I mean, you can't draw your conclusions
of what? What has that man
on this?
That
these are allegations.
Yes, so you can't just finalize on this.
When somebody goes into a car park and then how much do you rent this car? And then at the end of the day,
thank you.
You say you don't have time. Let me speak so that you can be able to leave. You understand me? I beg you. You see, Isaac. The reason why you can't say this is an allegation is that Honorable Okujuta Blackman want explanation with regards to the expense.
By filing it to a wrong minister.
Minister of Finance? And today he's telling the whole nation that it was Minister of National Security who was
yes, it's got to do the traveling of the president and what
why you got to tell Ghanaians
with the security.
And go and prepare and come. You see, sometimes they don't have respect for this nation.
You should be able to do your exercise in order for you to be able to do that.
Allow me to
you channel your
could you please allow him?
This thing.
You see, Isaac, it is time for us to tell these people the truth. The truth and nothing but the truth. That we are not ready for the new presidential jet. Just listening to George Okonwe, the president of Liberia, that our jet is in good condition. It is in good condition. And I was happy trying to go back the days of Kandapa when he was the defense minister. on March 20, 2008, and he made it point clear. He was advised by the Air Force to come and say this, or the manufacturers of this plane to come and say this. It's not just trying to concoct or trying to manufacture something to come and say. He was advised technically to come and say this flight can last for 20 years. And this is not 11 years. We just spoke on necessary allowance you cannot pay. The NAGRAT want to go to strike because up to now they did not hear anything better from the government. Fix the country are talking all over the places. Roads are very bad. Living conditions is very high. You can't the increment of labor that it's at the 71 oldest 70%, the other workers 4% everything. You don't even think of that. Nurses you can't even pay them. And your priority is to go and buy jets.
Nursing trainees.
Nursing trainees, allowances. Your priority today is go and buy jets. Look at the stampede at the National Conference Center. What people are looking for a job. You don't even think about that. Look at the way we struggle to earn living in this country. You don't even think about that. You collapse banks, microfinance and everything. People are home. Bank managers are now engaged in Uber driving and everything. You don't even think about that.
By restoring confidence in our banking system.
My brother, but at least you use, instead of use 9 million to keep them working, you use 20 million, 20 something million to collapse them. Look at the agitation of number one, the Mess Good customers. They start talking, people are dying, marriages are collapsing. You don't think about that. It's only to go and buy new jets.
Marriage collapsing as a result of
people don't have money.
They told you.
You see, you don't listen to the customers.
Jet we are discussing.
You don't listen to the customers of Namon, the Mess Gold, that their husbands are living there because they cannot, the money have not been paid to them. They are appealing to the president. You don't listen to them recently. That was last week. So please, the minority, some of us will not forgive them if they sit down. This is to go to.
As in the minority caucus in parliament.
Yes. They say they will not even support this. It's misplaced priority. We have so much challenges. That was last 2 days or 3 days, Isaac. The Minority Select Committee on Health went to Famina, Afari and all that this is. Go and see. Our health facilities are left the mercy of the weather. Equipment are there rotting. We don't even think about that. Now you say Agenda 111. The seed capital you started with is $100 million. And one is costing $70 million or 60 or something. It can only take care of
right. Thank you so much.
So let me end on this.
A quick one.
We beg them that we are not in support. There's a lot of things to do. They should fix the country first before they think of themselves. The Falcon 900 is in good shape by then Minister Kandapa, Defense Minister, and now even Dominic Ritu, when he appeared before the Parliament, he said that the Falcon 900 is in good shape. They have maintenance on the Falcon. There's no any problem. So if somebody is saying that the maintenance culture or the whatever, they have not any leg to stand on. We have routine maintenance on this flight and everything. Upon we is telling us that if you cannot use it, he will use it.
Thank you very much. Let me hear you finally.
Finally, I just want to say that the reason why you are put in government is for you to govern and make the best decision for the country, not for yourself. If today the president of the day, where he's sitting, realize that no, based on the structure, based on the nature of the current plane, there's a need for us to acquire a new one. I think that it is well in order because 3 main reasons have been given to Ghanaians as to the reason why these things are required, and I think that it just makes economic sense that we should see the sense in the president. I mean, these things the president is doing, it's not for himself. It is for posterity. It's for the future presidents that will come. Because at the end of the day, the presidential jet that could fall was largely used by former President Mahama and then J.H. Mace and what have you. So a good leader is a leader who doesn't see short-sightedness, but he sees far. President Akufo-Addo has seen that no, there's a need for us to see to get a new plane for this country, irrespective of whatever we have seen today. The process of acquiring a new plane is not an event; it's a process. The process, by the time the process will end, this economy would have rebounded back on its legs, and we'll see that the country will be in a better position to even purchase two or more. Because at the end of the day, it is the Ghana Air Force which is advising the president to do that. And they are the technocrats. They are the people who are engaged in some of these things.
Right, and that's exactly how we draw down curtains on today's edition of the AM Ghana Breakfast Show. Yeah, you would want to say something?
Yeah, you have to have a last bite.
30 seconds.
The president should have to listen. Be a listening president. He has Ghanaians not to be a spectators, to be a citizens. Citizens are saying that except few people that are going to
the NDC are saying it, no citizens.
Oh, but even some CSOs are.
But the NDC are also citizens of the country.
So the NDC people are also we are also citizens.
CSOs, some of the CSOs are condemning it. So, President, listen and do the needful. Where we are today, we don't want the jet. If you say you are buying it for posterity, for the coming presidents and everything, we'll beg you alabaraka. You just leave this one. Upon we are saying that the Falcon is in good shape, your Minister of Defense is in good shape. If you don't want to use it, you want to spend taxpayers' money, go ahead and do it. A time will come.
Right, thanks so much. And that was Maestro Jibril, the NDC communication team member, a communication team member actually for the show, and also Alex Tete, an MPP communication team member. Thanks so much for making time to be here.
I was surprised
to be here.
When they drop his name as a administrative executive. Seriously.
To be here with us this morning.
I'm fasting for you. Seriously.
Thanks so much for watching the program. We are so much delighted and grateful for your time here with us on the Ghana Breakfast Show. But before we go, need I remind you that Sonotech Medical and Diagnostic Center has officially announced the opening of their third branch, which is located at the West Hills Mall. So from today going, you can visit them, and this is their biggest branch and will provide a wide range of diagnostic services and an unforgettable patient experience. Their services include MRI scan, CT scan, 2, 3, 4D ultrasound, ECG. I don't think this is the power ECG we know. Echocardiogram, and also dental x-ray, general and specialized consultation, health screening packages, and many more. Their services will be provided on a 24/7 basis, including holidays and weekends. So you could visit them and also call them on 0242439467. 0242439467. You could also send them WhatsApp messages via 05729856665. 05729856665. Sonotech, we are your total healthcare partner for life. Thanks so much for being a part of the program today. We are so much grateful for your time. And I did this with Lady Julia. Yawampo Fujinha also passed through with the sports segment. Nanyama Collison brought us the Ghana News. Isaac to Political Babyface is my name. On behalf of the rest of the production team, we say good morning. Have a lovely day.